All right, welcome back to Math is Easy Step by Step. This is a part 2 video in trying to find the volume of a cone. And you can see the shape of a cone here. I'm going to continue on in part 2, part 3, part 4, and possibly part 5. I want to go really, really slow and break this down so you understand what needs to be done in order to answer this type of a question. So let's just continue on. An ice cream shop sells cone-shaped cups with dimensions shown below. So remember, here's our cone shape. The volume is trying to fill in this cope. Let's say cone. Woo! My tongue got in the way there. Sorry about that. Volume is trying to fill in this cone with, let's just say, liquid, right? Like melted ice cream. All right, how much melted ice cream will fit inside this cone? And so we're going to use a volume formula we talked about in video number 1. In this particular part 2 video, I want to break down all the information you need to substitute into the formula, plus give you a couple little tricks of the trade, so to speak. So let's go over this. So the diameter, that's from edge to edge of a circle. Now this looks more like an oval because I am not an artiste, right? I did the best I could, but this is supposed to be a circle. And the diameter is edge to edge of a circle. Now, in the formula, they talked about a radius, or R, right? R is 1/2 of the circle. I could draw a little dot here in the middle and go to the edge, and I'll do that now. I'm going to take my time. That is going to represent my R, my radius. Okay, so what I need to do is take the value, there goes my tongue's in the way again, the value of 2 1/4 and cut that in half, right? Because the radius is equal to half of the diameter. So 1/2 of this value, 2 1/4. To make my life a whole lot easier, I'm going to convert this 1/4 into a decimal. Remember, our answers are in decimal form, right? Not fraction form. So that's another hint. To make life easier, convert that 1/4 into a decimal. Now, I've created a video on how to convert a number of common fractions into decimals. A fourth, 3/4, a half, some others, I believe, if I remember correctly. And so check out my videos. If this is confusing to you, it will help you understand what we're doing here together. So just a real quick reference, 1/4, right here, 1/4 is 1 divided by 4. Every fraction is a division problem. 1 divided by 4 can also be written like you see here, 1 divided by 4. There's a hidden decimal behind that 1. I'm going to show that hidden decimal. If that's new to you, go ahead and watch my video on invisible ones. And again, my fraction videos, I talk about, my conversion videos, I talk about the invisible decimal. And then you can put a bunch of zeros to the right of that decimal. When you divide, long division, you raise the decimal above the divisor bar. 4 times 2 gets me closest to 10 without going over this 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. I bring down that 0, so I'm left with 20. I know 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. I'm done. So 1/4 converts to 0.25, or what they call a quarter, right? What's a quarter worth? It's worth 25 cents, 0.25. So this 1/4 can be converted into 0.25. You see here, right? So 2.25. That is my diameter from edge to edge of that circle. All right. Now I want to cut that in half. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to divide that 2.25 that you see here, divide that 2.25 by 2. Or another way to do that is to multiply 1/2 times 2.25. 1 times 2.25 is 2.25. 2 times 1 is 2. So I'm dividing 2.25 by 2. And when we multiply fractions, we multiply top to top, bottom to bottom. Again, check out my videos on multiplying, adding, dividing, subtracting with fractions. That will help you dramatically if this is confusing, right? So simply put, I'm going to divide 2.25 by 2. I just kind of explained the reason why that is by multiplying 1/2 or taking 1/2 of 2.25. All right. So 2.25 divided by 2 equals 1.125. That's my radius or my R value. I'm going to substitute into that formula. So we're going to organize in the next part 3 video our values for the formula. But moving on, and again, if I'm going too fast, stop, pause, rewind the video, watch it again. It will click for you. All right, 5 inches from the top of the cone to the bottom of the cone is my H or my height. Okay, that's 5 inches. So it's another organizing value. And again, in the formula, they use pi. And so pi is equal to 3.14. We're going to use 3.14 into the formula. So using in the formula, substituting for the pi. This is a symbol for pi. We're just going to use 3.14. To keep it simple, pi is an irrational number. What does that mean? That means the digits to the right of the decimal, 1, 4, they repeat on and on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever. You can spend a lifetime, you will never find these numbers repeating themselves. So that's an irrational number, to keep it simple. So in the formula, we're going to substitute 3.144 pi. I'm not going to get much more in depth into it because you just don't need to know it. All right. Again, let's take a look in finishing this part 2 video of the question that's being asked, okay? What volume, again, we're finding the volume of ice cream can each cone cup hold? Question mark. Give your answer in the nearest tenth of a cubic inch. The formula for the volume V of a cone with radius R and height H is. So the formula is V equals 1/3 times pi times R squared times height. So anytime you have values, even variables, right, R, H, even variables, and they're all right next to each other written like this, it means multiply. Oh, I got to apologize. There's a little shaking happening here. Sorry about the shaking. So moving on, volume V equals 1/3. Anytime you have values real close to each other like this, it means multiply. So I'm just going to say it like you see it. 1/3 times pi, which is 3.14, times our radius square, which is, now we know our radius right here, 1.125. So I'm going to substitute 1.125 squared. I'll go over that in the next video. Times our height, which we saw above, is 5. What options do you have? These are all A, B, C, and D choices, rounded to the tenths place, and no units for cubic inches are showing. I will get into that in a later video. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Watch my other videos I have mentioned. Watch this video again over and over again if you need to. That's the advantage of having video. And take it step by step. Math is easy, step by step. Thank you for joining me. Please like, follow, and share.